What's up, Timberwolves fans? What it do? It's Hot Takes with Hatim. We had a hot start tonight as well, but ultimately we couldn't hang with the Clippers, losing 124-101. 2-game losing streak. Record is 2-2. Like, share, subscribe. Let's get it. What's up, Timberwolves fans? We struggled today without Cat, just like we did against the Lakers. At some point, it fell apart. We need him back desperately. The news doesn't get any better. Karl Anthony-Towns is listed out as week to week. If we assume it could be 1 week to 2 weeks, that could be 5 to 10 games here. For those of you that don't know how the injury happened, when he got fouled by Gobert, he fell backwards and landed on his left wrist, and his wrist got dislocated and popped back in. From what they're saying, it's all swollen now, and it's going to take some time to just heal. The same wrist that he fractured last year that had him out a handful of games. Towns is the most experienced Timberwolves player. He has 1,200 games under his belt. He knows Saunders the best, and being without him is tough already because the system is ran through him. How he impacts the Timberwolves system is simple. He's the best three-point shooting big man in the league. He can post up, down low, left, and right hand. So while he's out injured for 5 to 10 games, it's difficult to find his production and dominance shooting the three and in the post. I have no idea where we're going to get his production from with our current roster. This pivotal moment in the season is going to show what Saunders is made of. Can Ryan Saunders adjust to this situation? Can he put a game plan together that without Cat, we can still be successful? The way we played against the Lakers with terrible offense and defense, there was some adjustment today, but not enough for me to be proud of Ryan Saunders. Today, the Wolves had both Karl Anthony-Towns and Josh Okogie out. Last game, it was said that Okogie went out of the game with cramps, but it turned out that he has further hamstring complications. So today was already going to be tough without two of the people from our starting lineup. The Clippers had Kawhi Leonard out. It was helpful, but they still had a ton of firepower on their roster. So because of those two injuries, the Wolves starting lineup was D'Angelo Russell, Ricky Rubio was inserted in, Malik Beasley, Naz Reid, and Jarrett Culver. I loved this starting five. First quarter. In the first quarter, we had a 9-point lead, 17-9, somewhere around the 6-7 minute mark. Culver was playing great defense on Paul George. Rubio had 2 threes. D'Lo was putting up some shots, and Naz looked okay as well. In comparison to the start of the Laker game, we looked so much better. This is where I thought, okay, Ryan patched some things up. And then towards the end of the first, Jordan McLaughlin entered the game. Anthony Edwards entered the game and went 3 from 3 from the 3-point line. Slowly after our 9-point lead, Clippers ended the first quarter up by 2-3. Second quarter, I had noticed towards the end of the first and in the start of the second that our defense was really slipping. We were allowing way too many wide open looks in 3-point land. Our defensive pick and rolls were terrible. They were starting to get alley-oops. Lou Williams started to pick us apart. He had 20 points, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds. He was blowing past his man, finding someone open in the corner for 3, or finding good pick and roll, or frankly, just making a tough shot on any of us. They went on a 25-5 run. It did not help that this was on the lineup where Juancho and Layman came in off the bench. While they were killing it on the offensive end, exposing our defense, getting a ton of wide open looks wherever they were, we were helping them out by the way we were playing offense. Anthony Edwards, Jarrett Culver, D'Angelo Russell, they were all taking these 3-point shots early on in the shot clock. We didn't have any ball movement. We weren't running any offensive sets. We were just playing hero ball, and then they would come down on the other end and just take us apart. It was an ugly sight for 2 games in a row. At halftime, I thought to myself, nothing's going well. Maybe we can get a 10-0 run right out of the third quarter. Maybe that can happen. Of course, we had good first quarter performances, but I didn't think anyone had a good first half performance as a whole. The only person that had a good first half performance was on the other team, Lou Williams. Third quarter. In the third quarter, it was more of the same. We tried to run our sets. We didn't make our open shots. The Clippers on the offensive end tore our defense apart. Slowly but surely, they ended up having a 31-point lead in the third quarter, the largest of the game. It was over long before then, but that 31-point lead just demoralized me, fans, and the Wolves themselves. The bright spot for the Timberwolves only came in the third quarter when Jared Vanderbilt was inserted into the game. He was crushing it, providing great energy and defense. Fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter, there were only two things worth noting. One, something that was pretty cool. Daniel Oturu and Amir Coffey, both University of Minnesota Golden Gophers players, got to share the floor. That was pretty cool to see. Not only did Jared Vanderbilt crush it in the third quarter and fourth quarter, but Jordan McLaughlin and Jaden McDaniels crushed it. Ultimately, we ended up losing on the night 124-101. So what are some things that we need to improve on for our next upcoming game? What did we do poorly today? Our defense was trash. Our rotations were poor, and our pick and roll defense was bad. Whether they dribbled into the lane, penetrated, kicked out for three, whether they did screen and roll actions, opening up alley-oops or easy buckets for the big man, or wide open three-pointers off of pick and roll, they were getting wide open shots. This is the reason why I haven't properly brought up points in the paint, because it's not like they were getting open layups the entire time. They were getting wide open threes every second of this game. We also can't get sloppy once we go even a little bit behind. Now, granted, this is only a problem we've seen without Cat, but seems like we are going to be without Cat for a while, so we have to clean it up now. We cannot get sloppy just because another team went on a run. That does not mean we just chuck up shots right away, are sloppy in transition, trying to push and turning the ball over. No, we got to stay composed. We have to run our sets, find good looks, and on defense, we need to lock down. Aside from the first quarter of this game, everyone played poorly with the exception of Jared Vanderbilt, Jordan McLaughlin, and Ricky Rubio, and Jaden McDaniels. Jarrett Culver had the worst offensive game I've ever seen him have as a Timberwolf. 0 for 10, 10 rebounds. He played great defense on Paul George for any minute that he was out there, but on offense, he was missing the most easy layups. He's got to do much better. I want to see Jarrett Culver as a starter more and more in the season now that we got a glimpse of it today. I just think he's a really good complement to Malik Beasley attacking the rim and shooting the ball. Just not tonight. Juancho and Jake Layman cannot get anything going. There's some times that they're out there and it's just embarrassing. The shots that they're missing. They're getting blocked at the rim. Guys, you gotta get a foul. Also, knock down your open three-pointers. Hopefully, I know that will come in time. There will be a time where you guys are settled, making your three-point shots. But Layman and Juancho, you guys got to get your game together. You guys are part of the 8-man rotation of our team. Both of you shouldn't play poorly. Juancho and Layman, we need to figure out the problem with you two. Saunders, it's up to you, man. Please fix them. What happened? So who had good performances with us? Our first quarter from everyone was great. Rubio had a phenomenal start, also had a pretty good game. Got the ball moving, made some shots when he had to. Had some good passes. Loved the way Rubio played today. He had an ankle tweak in the game, which made me scared. Rubio's always had some ankle injury history, but he came back and it looked fine, so I'm not too worried. Jordan McLaughlin looked good in our rotation. He was moving the ball. He ended the game with 9 assists. I love the way that he sets the offense up. I think without Cat, Jordan McLaughlin off the bench is going to be a really good option. Ryan Saunders started Ricky Rubio and D'Angelo Russell today. I thought it looked great in the first quarter. It was a really good balance of one person controlling the offense and the other being a scorer. Excited to see how that's going to look further on the season. Today's MVP, though, of the Minnesota Timberwolves was Jared Vanderbilt. He came in when we were down 20, and in his first possession, he got 2 to 3 offensive boards, and then on the other end, he got a block. And his energy did not stop. He was diving on the floor, getting high up in the air for rebounds. And honestly, if Layman and Juancho can't contribute, I'd much rather have someone like Jared Vanderbilt on the floor that's just running pick and rolls on offense. And on defense, he's not being a liability. He's getting to his spot. He's jumping out to contest. He's making plays at the rim, being a good help defender. I mean, yeah, being the most energetic one down 20 should not be something I'm using to say we need to play this guy more. But I want to see that energy and how it looks in a close game. Overall, the major takeaways were we didn't fight hard enough. We fought for 1.5 quarters, then we let it slip away. Offensively, we didn't stay composed. We weren't patient. We just started shooting up shots. We lost the game right there. Defense, I touched on it earlier. We were just too confused and too slow in almost anything involving rotations, just giving up easy buckets. Hopefully, Okogie's return will be helpful. I assume he'll be back for our game on Friday. This stretch of basketball without Karl Anthony-Towns, this next 5 to 10 games, it is going to be a difficult job for Ryan Saunders. Over the next 10 to 12 days, we play 5 games, the Wizards on Friday, and then we play Denver twice and San Antonio twice. And without Towns, that's already some tough matchups. Jokic twice and LaMarcus Aldridge twice, so We'll worry about that later. The Wizards are 0-4. They haven't won a game. Should be a really big fight on Friday. Two teams fighting out of desperation for a win. It will not be easy going up against Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal. Hopefully we can contain them with our defenders, Culver, Okogie, and Malik, but we'll find out on Friday. My hot take is that Jarrett Culver is going to have 25 to 30 points this next game against the Wizards. Bold, I know, but I think he's going to come out angry and aggressive, and he'll get all his buckets. My last hot take was that we would beat the Clippers today. I also said that while Cat and Okogie were healthy, even without them, I stuck to it because I thought maybe we would come out with some energy after the Laker game, but that clearly did not happen. So yeah, hot take, Culver, 25 to 30 points against the Washington Wizards. On this day in Wolves history, December 29th, 2008, the Timberwolves beat the Memphis Grizzlies at home in overtime, 100-98. But the MVP top performer of the night was Al Jefferson, who scored 38 points and had a big 16 rebounds. Kind of funny how different the NBA was 12 years ago. He had 0 3-pointers, but had a 38-point performance. All right, guys, that's a wrap for tonight. This will be the last time in 2020 I'm asking you guys to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. We need 20 more subscribers just to hit 100, which would be an awesome milestone. So see you guys in 2021 when the Wolves return home to play the winless Washington Wizards. Hopefully we can get a win. Let's go Wolves. I hope we end the streak on January 1st, 2021. Peace out, guys.